Okay, gentlemen, you understand the rules you're fighting under. You're listening at all times, you keep yourself protected. When I say stop, you stop. Touch gloves, let's do this.
Here it is, the number 1, Alexander Gustafsson versus the number 2, Glover Teixeira. It doesn't get much bigger than this. We are scheduled for a maximum 5 5-minute rounds of action. Mark Goddard draws the main event assignment. Tonight's Fight Club is sponsored by Logan on Blu-ray and digital HD today.
We're in, John.
We are, and as if you needed reminding, Gustafsson in the black, Teixeira in the white.
Here we see the footwork immediately of Gustafsson, staying on the outside, forcing Glover Teixeira to contend with that reach advantage. We're looking for the uppercut and the knee. That's what we're expecting in this fight from Gustafsson. Oh, a nice low kick, chopping low kick as he steps across. Immediately we see Teixeira crowding, stepping in, close range. Clinches Alexander Gustafsson. Now we get to see his wrestling skills.
Teixeira switches his body position around. High amplitude throws. Reminds me of that first round with Daniel Cormier.
Gustafsson straight back to his feet. He's been in the air a few times before, John. Nice and light on his feet, very relaxed. Taking the pressure of this humongous event in his stride.
The All-Stars team very much working on that footwork on the outside, hand speed, and really precise striking. They never have any concerns over Gustafsson's energy and gas tank.
Exactly what we expected from Glover Teixeira, closing that range down as quickly as possible, trying to find his way in a safe manner so he can land those short, tight, left hook, right hand combinations that he likes so much.
Gustafsson has probably struggled a little bit with motivation after such big losses, such close losses in huge fights. But he seems to be back to his very best, fully motivated.
3 single punches in a row, a jab, an uppercut, and a right hand. All landed clean for Gustafsson. Just glanced off the head of Glover Teixeira, but he's certainly finding his range early.
Speaking with his head coach, Andreas Michael, and he told me that if Alex can find that gym form that he has, if he can translate that into the octagon, he said he beats anyone on any night.
I believe
it is just tuning him up for that.
I believe it, John, but we can't take any credit away from Glover Teixeira. He has all the tools to dispatch any of these light heavyweights as well.
Teixeira with very, very heavy hands. Looks massive, massively wide in that octagon. What he did to Rashad Evans is just moving around my mind at the moment. He closes the distance very well and can unload with devastating power.
There's always a danger with Glover Teixeira when you're backed up against it. Oh, we have an eye poke.
Well, that came with some considerable force. That looks very painful indeed.
Stay where you are. Stay here. Stay here. Be quiet. I watch. Coach your fighter, not me. The hand was open, you watch.
A clear eye poke there as Alex was pushing away.
Glover, you don't have time. The doctor will tell me his eyesight's okay.
How do you feel?
You don't have time. Tell me his eyesight is okay.
Are you okay or not okay?
Glover, can you see?
No. I'm gonna fight, yeah. Good, then we'll fight.
He has no injury?
No injury.
Thank you.
Fair play to Glover Teixeira. The answer to the question was, I'm going to fight. We expected nothing less.
Time in and the fighters engage. Still in the first round.
Nice chopping low kick again. We can see some redness and a little swelling around the eye of Teixeira.
Very unfortunate when that happens.
Oh, a stinging right hand dislodged the mouthpiece of Glover.
There was never any question whether Teixeira was going to get straight back into this fight.
No. You'd have...
what a huge uppercut from Gustafsson.
Glover Teixeira finds himself on the business end of the Alex Gustafsson uppercut. Really nice work. Finds his way in through the guard. Beautiful, elusive footwork, making it difficult for Glover Teixeira to pin him down and land anything significant.
Gustafsson looking to reset inside the octagon each time. He has the energy levels to be able to do that as well, Dan. He will do that all night, and it's a lovely Travolta, followed up by a right hand.
The speed is definitely on Alex Gustafsson's side. He just has to keep the space from Teixeira. He does not want to get drawn into a trade like he did in the Daniel Cormier fight. Oh,
another uppercut there from Gustafsson. Teixeira eats it like a piece of fruit.
Just for a second, oh, nice spinning back kick by Gustafsson. Just for a second, Glover Teixeira was in on a single leg, but he decided not to chase it. A nice elbow there over the top.
Oh, look at Gustafsson really enjoying his work, getting into that flow state nice and early, where everything just comes together.
Nice
drilling with the
movement.
likes of Jimmy Manua, Phil Davis, Ili Latifi, and also a shout to Jonathan Vestin as well, a welterweight contender they have in that gym who they look to for that quick movement.
Nice feint from Gustafsson there, lowering his level, looking for a single leg just for a second to give Glover Teixeira something else to think about. Oh, nice combination, pushing
Last
forward.
10 seconds. Closing moments of this round. Quick break for us. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Please, all right? Not parallel to the floor, okay? Thank you.
So Teixeira communicating with his corner that he couldn't see out of that eye. Mark Goddard issued a warning to Gustafsson, keeping those fingers pointing towards the ceiling if possible.
Good work from Glover Teixeira to start with, trying to establish his jab. If he can work in behind that jab, he may be able to land his right hand that we know has power in it.
Statistically, Teixeira has better striking accuracy and defense than Gustafsson, though he is a little less active.
Oh, I feel that elbow landed, John. I think Glover Teixeira's on the back foot. I see a small stream of blood from the eyebrow of Gustafsson. Something landed there as well.
Well, this was always going to be a war, Dan. What a treat to have it here. John Gooden, Dan Hardy in commentary for this main event, live from Stockholm, Sweden.
Gustafsson seemingly having his way with Teixeira at the moment. The nose is bloodied. The reach is not enough to land a punch.
When the UFC rankings were first created, Glover Teixeira debuted at number 6 and has never slipped lower than that ranking. Gustafsson, on the other hand, debuted at 4 when the rankings began and has never been lower than that.
That uppercut is a ferocious weapon of Gustafsson. It's so fast. He hides it so well. There are no tells at all, because you can see, watch his right elbow, watch how tight he keeps it to his midsection. There's no flaring of the elbow. There's nothing to tell that that punch is coming. So he sneaks it up. It's almost like a shovel punch, similar to what Robbie Lawler uses.
Gustafsson really riding those punches as well. Oh, lovely, the way he sneaks that uppercut through, but that's the danger of Teixeira. He will seek you out with long hooks. And if you turn your back like Gustafsson's doing, you're just going to have no idea that they're coming, Dan.
That's very true. Oh, a spinning elbow!
Huge spinning elbow! A rally here from Gustafsson puts Teixeira on his butt. But how tough is Glover Teixeira right back to his feet?
I think he climbed to his feet at the same time as everybody else in the arena, John. Gustafsson now finding his feet in this fight, pushing forward with aggression.
What a battle we have here unfolding before us. Round number 2, and you can already see the damage being done. Such a high-stakes fight as well.
Good body work from Glover Teixeira. A lot of blood coming from that nose. If the eye is a problem, the nose is also a problem. He may be breathing out of his mouth and looking through one eye now. Oh, there's the knee.
Gustafsson with that clinch, then the knee and uppercut. Spearing through with that left hand, showing lots of different looks with his stances as well, Dan.
Feints the takedown as well, just to continue giving Glover Teixeira other things to think about.
Teixeira bobbing and weaving.
So difficult to predict what Alex Gustafsson's going to do. He's fast, he's unorthodox. He has a whole selection of tools he can use.
I asked him if, and this is Glover, if he would try and bring some Mike Tyson-like striking, and he said actually no, because the knee and the uppercut is such a great tool for Gustafsson.
He recognises the danger of getting into that punching range, which means he needs to transition through that very quickly and get his hands on Gustafsson. Nice teep to the midsection. Oh, that was a big power punch from Glover Teixeira. Gustafsson's not having this all his way.
Laser focus from Teixeira.
Oh, very nice.
Had his jaw rattled there, but answers back with two stiff jabs.
Two good jabs from Glover Teixeira. Looked like he gestured to Gustafsson for a second. That makes me nervous when he drops his head like that, John.
Going high there with the kick is Teixeira. I noted that he only ever throws a leg kick 0.5% of the time. I would have thought it would be a useful tool in trying to slow down that movement of Gustafsson, but it's certainly not in his style as Gustafsson sets up that big right following the jab.
Oh, winging the uppercut there, ducks out of the way, sprints away from Glover Teixeira, whose frustration is showing on his face through the blood and the sweat.
Teixeira looking to get inside and do some damage. Final seconds here in this round. Lovely work.
On three, guys. Ready? Ready, training. Let's go.
Round number 3.
There's very much a feeling from the Alexander Gustafsson camp that this may be the round that he does the business. Oh, he looks to have found his measure of Glover Teixeira now.
Teixeira came through very strong at the end of the round, though, Dan.
He did.
A lot of these shots seem to be bouncing off of him as well.
Every time Gustafsson steps into Teixeira's punching range, he's always in danger. Oh, there's the uppercut. Go!
Two uppercuts!
Teixeira's down!
And the brawler bears down over Teixeira.
Margorod having a good look. We see echoes of the Jan Blachowicz fight. Gustafsson bearing over his opponent in the guard. Watch for that can opener grip. Watch for those elbows.
Gustafsson looking for opportunities to land these strikes. Teixeira wobbled on his back, trying to neutralise the arms.
You've got to wonder, John, what can Glover Teixeira do from this position?
Elbows here
the arms,
from Gustafsson.
The arms of Alexander Gustafsson. Oh, what a massive elbow!
Teixeira, he's facing a hailstorm of elbows without an umbrella.
Oh, my goodness. He spins for the armbar, but that allows Alexander Gustafsson to posture up.
Yeah, no dice on that, although he gets the underhook coming out the back door. There is just no quit in the Brazilian.
Beautiful work from Teixeira, nothing but heart in this man. Deserving of that #2 ranking in this division full of sharks.
The Ericsson Globe must be full of respect for the travelling fighter. Gustafsson didn't do a lot wrong there either, Dan.
No, he didn't. This is great work from Teixeira just to clear his head a little bit. There's that outside reap that we see. Now he's in half guard.
A Sotogari there against the fence. And Gustafsson, top half guard, looking to isolate an arm. Again, Teixeira diving down for that deep half. He's got to be careful that he doesn't give up his back.
We know Gustafsson's got a good rear naked choke, especially if Glover Teixeira's got a foggy head at the moment. He has to watch he doesn't give those hooks up if he's on the floor again. Oh, there's the knee.
Halfway through the round.
Nothing but heart from Glover Teixeira. This is absolutely unbelievable. And he marches forward with his hands up. How much more can he take from Gustafsson?
A very different fight to the great performance he had against Jared Cannonier.
Beautiful slip to the outside from Gustafsson. Pivots around and takes control of the centre. Front kick to the midsection.
Just the smallest of margins at this level, Dan, isn't it?
It really is.
Such different styles, however.
It really is. It's so fascinating to see how the different styles match up. From the very... Oh, there we go again. Glover stayed out of the way of those, but there were only...
Oh dear, another uppercut. We really have reached a crescendo with this bout. Nice long jab, and then long front kick behind it from Gustafsson. Can these fighters keep up this pace?
I really feel, John, like the background of Glover Teixeira is much more based in the traditional style of boxing, the traditional style of jiu-jitsu, which is where he may be falling short here, because Gustafsson's not coming with boxing. He's not coming with any kind of style of martial art. He's using whatever works. And with that long range and that speed advantage along with the footwork, he's able to weave in and out and punish Glover Teixeira without really being touched a great deal. Oh, there it is again.
Look at Teixeira biting down on his mouthpiece, beckoning on the mauler.
There's the knee. Amazing work from both men, but it's the speed of the speed of Gustafsson and the heart of Glover Teixeira.
Such skill and determination on display here as Gustafsson with such a nice flow to his hands. A real lovely lexicon of striking there with his boxing.
Oh, that was a beautiful kick to the lead leg, establishing that distance again. We're seeing a bit more of a battle for the centre all of a sudden, John. Gustafsson seems to be standing his ground a little more. I think he can feel Glover Teixeira slowing. The fight's draining out of him.
Gustafsson puffing his cheeks as well in this third round. Coming to the end of this, we're going to take another short break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Four guys ready, let's go. Fight.
Championship rounds.
Amazingly, Glover Teixeira looks quite fresh. Oh, beautiful body kick.
Superb conditioning from the man fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut. Runs his own gym, teaches a bunch of fighters now. That wasn't originally the plan.
Nice drag right hook across the midsection from Gustafsson. Possibly a focus on the body in this round with the body kick. Oh, a nice body kick return by Glover Teixeira.
Everything that Teixeira lands is with massive power. Much more volume there from the mauler Gustafsson.
Feint low, straight right across the chin.
Gustafsson is one of 3 light heavyweights in UFC history to throw more than 100 significant strikes in 2 or more contests.
Very impressive, the work rate of these big gentlemen.
Teixeira has the most light heavyweight finishes since 2012. He is one scary individual. And much like Daniel Cormier said after his fight with Gustafsson, these kind of fights change men.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They teach you about yourself. They teach you what you have when you dig deep, when you need to dig deep.
Oh, big elbow over the top from Gustafsson.
They teach you what you do when your back's up against the fence, when you sat on your heels and your legs are gone. Oh, and a takedown effort from Gustafsson puts him in the clinch with Glover Teixeira.
Nice vice grip there from Gustafsson, but Teixeira manages to get over under.
See if Gustafsson looks for that trip takedown again, the outside reap, which he likes to use against the fence, or possibly even sets up that rising knee, which we saw in the Jimmy Manuwa fight. Listen to this crowd, John.
We have no choice, Dan. I can barely hear you. Fantastic atmosphere here inside the Ericsson Globe. A very intimidating building, actually. The top seats really bear down on you. Lovely combination as they separate from Gustafsson.
Alex must be wondering what Glover's, what he has to do to put Glover away in this fight.
You could almost draw a grid on the way that he's throwing these shots, Dan. They're straight up or straight across.
Snap front kick blocked by Glover Teixeira. Tries to push forward again. Nice body shot there from Glover Teixeira. Right hook. Alexander attempts a knee but misses.
huge responsibility of carrying this main event. Second biggest Swedish sports star is Gustafsson. Nice boxing there from Gustafsson. Let's listen in to see what Teixeira's corner is saying.
Head movement! Head movement! Hands up! Keep those hands up!
Vamos cruzar, Globo. Recebe ele cruzando de esquerda. Recebe ele cruzando de esquerda.
Such unusual angles. Oh! Unbelievable! What a beautiful uppercut. Really snapped the head back of Glover Teixeira.
He threads that uppercut through the defenses of Teixeira quite beautifully. Teixeira surely waiting for Gustafsson to just miss a beat so that he can close that distance or find him on the end of one of his big hooks.
Always dangerous is Teixeira. Left hand lands for Gustafsson. Sting in the nose again.
Oh, they had a bit of a clash of heads there.
They did. Oh, and again! What is keeping Glover on his feet? The wear is obvious. Glover Teixeira, mouth open.
Last 10 seconds of round number 4. Again with the uppercut is the mauler.
He starts to land clean shots. They can see Glover Teixeira rock back onto his heels, and they feel that if Gustafsson pushed forward, he may be able to initiate at least a knockdown, if not a finish. For Glover Teixeira, it's all or nothing in this last round. I don't think I've seen a round where I felt he won. His nose looks broken to me. He looks like he's really got... I mean, he still looks fresh, John. He's still moving very well like he was in the first round, but his face is telling a different story.
Well, he has a 6'5" puzzle in front of him, and he's yet to unravel it. He's had some success, but I think you're right, Dan. Gustafsson could well be getting ahead on the scorecards, really demonstrating the gold standard of MMA striking tonight.
I would be fascinated to know what's going on in Daniel Cormier and John Jones's head right now.
Oh, a big
possibly the best
2-1 there
punches
from Teixeira.
Possibly the best punches of Glover Teixeira, from Glover Teixeira so far. You have to wonder what DC and Jones are thinking right now if they've seen improvements in... Oh! Oh! Unbelievable!
There it is! Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson with a huge knockout at home here in Stockholm.
It seemed to be only a matter of time before that uppercut did the business, and there it was. Immediately Gustafsson goes over to Teixeira, his fallen foe. Unbelievable fight. Really, really impressive from Gustafsson as he climbs the octagon and celebrates in this Viking community surrounding him.
He pulled that uppercut from out of the grave to floor Glover Teixeira.
Great work. Listening to his corner team, listening to Andreas Michael. If you land that uppercut, if you see Glover Teixeira's hurt, continue with that. Have belief in those combinations and push forward. Get him on his heels, and then a couple more shots will finish the deal. And that's exactly what happened tonight. The uppercut worked. He followed it with a series of combinations. Beautiful.
Unreal scenes here, but let's go to our move of the fight, which is sponsored by Metro PCS, covering 99% of people in the US with a network that's more reliable than ever.
So the story was the same from the first round to the last, but there's the uppercut. Really nice. Such long-range punches. Slips out to the side to readdress the situation, pick his angle, and then steps in. He knew the job was done when Teixeira went down that second time. Look at that, his legs are gone. He needed one more punch, and there it was, right at the side of the chin. Glover Teixeira, to his credit, just could not take any more. Absolutely beautiful performance by Alexander Gustafsson, and surely gives him confidence going into a title shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 1 minute, 7 seconds, round number 5. Your winner by knockout victory, the fighting son of Stockholm, Sweden, Alexander the Mauler.
Greatness. Johnson versus Gaethje. Gaethje in the white, Johnson wearing blue, scheduled for 5 rounds.
Excellent combination.
Already rattled Gaethje.
When Gaethje gets hit, man, he wears guys out. The longer this fight goes, the better it is for him. But Michael Johnson should not be in there brawling. Don't get overexcited by knocking him off balance early.
How about the hand speed for Johnson?
Oh, so fast, and it really starts with his feet. Several fights ago, he'd leave his feet often, overreaching with that left hand. Now feet planted, feet quicker. Ooh, beautiful combination from Michael Johnson.
We've seen Gaethje get rattled before, but always comes back. Has a great shin and lands a right hand, and then a knee as well for Gaethje.
Excellent combination for Gaethje. Really does his best work when he can get his hands on you. He punches into the clinch, and he's got beautiful, dirty boxing, and always finishes with leg kicks. He breaks guys down with leg kicks. That's exactly what he told me this week. Look, I want to start at his legs, and I want to beat him down.
Gaethje, constant forward pressure. It's all he knows.
And this was key for Gaethje, right? If he could get Michael Johnson to stand flat-footed, keep him in front of him. This is not what Michael Johnson wanted to do. He wanted Gaethje to have to find him, to be searching for him. Now he's trapped with his back against the fence.
And Gaethje didn't do much trash talking before the fight, but he's jawing at Johnson right now.
And another leg kick, another one landed by Gaethje. This is his style of fight, man, in your face.
Does not want to let Johnson breathe. Nice counter left hand from Johnson. Body shot, a good one from Gaethje.
Now it's interesting, the corner Michael Johnson calling for body shots now too. Gaethje stands up very tall, so the body is there. But man, another chopping leg kick. Michael Johnson's gonna have to address those, either with counters or catch him, look for a takedown, or just stick his knee out there and check it. Cannot allow Gaethje to keep chopping him down. Gaethje has TKO'd a couple of guys with leg kicks in fights.
Oof. Oh, that left hook connected for Gaethje, and Johnson wobbling again. This is not the fight Johnson said he would fight, but right now he's right in the pocket, swinging away.
Johnson's calling him to come forward, but right now this is a Gaethje style of fight.
Johnson's landing his shots as well, but the harder punches certainly for Gaethje.
Well, Gaethje likes to cover up often. He puts his head down and covers up. Johnson's got to transition from straight punches to some more uppercuts and hooks to find the hole. But this kind of pressure wears you out when you're constantly being walked down against the fence. Now Michael Johnson center of the octagon. This is where he needs to stay.
Johnson told us specifically, I will not stand in front of him so he can tee off on me like everyone else. I'm not interested in a war. But that's what we have right now.
It's tough with Gaethje, man. He almost forces this because he's constantly in your face, and you hit him with everything you got, and he still walks forward. Johnson's gonna have to rock him. He's gonna have to severely hurt him or knock him out if he wants to stop this pressure. This is just the only way Gaethje knows how to fight, man. Non-stop.
It's scheduled for 5, but at this pace, we might not even reach 2. Total strikes so far. Look at the output. 45 landed for Gaethje, 34 for Johnson.
Johnson not finding a home for the left hand now. He did early. Gaethje starting to block it as he brings up that right arm.
Oh! Right hand!
He hurt him!
Massive one for Johnson! Gaethje stood up to it, and now he's down! Johnson takes the back!
Really nice adjustment by Johnson. Gaethje continues to cover up, and Johnson now finding the holes in the defense and attacking the body. Beautiful work here from Michael Johnson.
What an opening round between Gaethje and Johnson. Still standing. The crowd on their feet here in Las Vegas. Gaethje loves it. What a debut this has been, win or lose.
I'm telling you, these guys didn't like each other before, but they're earning each other's respect right now. And you heard Henry Hook the Horner Michael Johnson say, go low, then go high. They want to get, as Gaethje covers up, they want to get those elbows going up and down and create more openings. Work the body, then come back upstairs.
Gaethje was honest with his assessment about his skills. He said, listen, the way I fight, it's just a matter of time before I get knocked out in the UFC. Johnson agrees, saying that knockout will happen tonight.
Johnson bouncing on the feet now, not allowing him to walk him down. That's key. He's got to circle, get back to the center of the octagon here, and he does. Nice work there from Michael Johnson. Got caught a little flat-footed in the middle of round one.
Watch the fingers in his face.
Just waiting for something big to happen again, because you know it will.
And relentless with these leg kicks, non-stop, and that will limit the movement of Michael Johnson if this fight continues, gets in the third, fourth, and fifth round.
And still, even after getting knocked down, Gaethje coming forward. Oh, and there's a right hand! Gaethje's still on his feet! He may not know where he is, but he's standing up!
Johnson's got to push away from this clinch and open up. He does not want to stay here. Gaethje's in great shape, and he recovers quickly. He's been hurt before in fights.
Michael, watch the thumb.
And some elbows now for Johnson, who's just picking his spots. Gaethje fighting back with an elbow of his own and a knee.
But he bought himself some time. Michael Johnson needs to keep this fight in space. That's when he's hurting Gaethje.
The fight living up to the hype. And now Johnson working the body a little bit.
With both guys doing some nice body work. Johnson really digging, good hooks, and Gaethje continues with the leg kicks. Gaethje's got to do a better job just getting his hands on Michael Johnson, limit the space, get into dirty boxing scenarios, maybe start using his wrestling look to take him down. Because now, when the fight is in the center of the octagon twice now, Gaethje's been rocked badly. He's got to do everything he can to get this fight into the third round. Johnson's expended a lot of energy. He's got to hope that he starts to tire out, and it limits his power.
Gaethje seems to get clipped every fight he has, but somehow his chin is up to the task.
Well, the guys he's fought before do not hit as hard as Michael Johnson, that's for sure. But the longer this goes, the less likely you're going to see a one-punch KO from Michael Johnson. You can hear Henry Hoof telling him body all night. They want him to keep working that body. Smart work here from Michael Johnson. And in covering up like that for Justin Gaethje, it makes him a target. A target, and Johnson's finding some holes.
Angle! Angle off! Angle off! Let him feel something! Movement! 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 Break that jab! Nice! Nice, Michael! Nice, Michael!
Oh, Johnson!
Nice uppercut from Gaethje. Caught him flush on the chin, and Johnson's rocked now, and Gaethje's got to walk him down and unload.
Johnson's legs are up there. Uppercut! Right hand! Big uppercut again! And it's Gaethje's moment! Can he close the show? Johnson covering up, stumbling backwards. He's bloodied, he's beaten,
Boy,
but he's not finished.
I like it, chopping the legs down, being smart about this. He's not rushing it, he knows he hasn't hurt. He knows he's got him tired.
I think Gaethje's tired too.
I don't know why he didn't jump on him there. I mean, both guys going for it here and expend a lot of energy.
It's an instant classic no matter what happens. A leg kick. Johnson's legs are shot.
Boy, bad sign for Johnson, almost looking like he wants to pull guard. Both guys exhausted.
There's no way this goes 5 rounds. They may both have to tap out because of exhaustion. 20 seconds left in round 2. Can Johnson survive?
That's it.
He cannot. Justin Gaethje with his ultimate highlight. He doesn't even have the energy to celebrate. An unbelievable battle, and he stuck the landing. A fight of the year contender for sure in Las Vegas in July. Unbelievable. Our Move of the Fight, sponsored by Metro PCS, covering 99% of the people in the U.S. with a network that's more reliable than ever.
Man, so much heart. Rocked badly twice. Eats a big left hand, and there's Gaethje rocked bad, but Gaethje all heart, man. And this is the guy, every fight he goes to war. Every fight he gets tagged, digs deep, finds a way to recover here, ties him up. And then boom, that short uppercut changed everything, and he smelled the finish. And man, this kid just does not stop. He promised everybody he would bring it when he got to this level. And man, did he come through huge against an extremely talented lightweight.
Gaethje said, I think each of us are going to get a huge...
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Big John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 48 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Justin the Highlight Gaethje.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Get a piece of this fight clean. Touch up, let's do this.
Well, it does not get a whole lot bigger or better than this. The Brazilian faithful firmly behind that man, Shogun Rua, taking on the fellow mixed martial arts legend, Dan Henderson. A rematch that Hendo expected to materialize. It does here tonight. 2.5 years in the making. The Fight Clock is brought to you by Marvel's Captain America, the Winter Soldier, in theaters April 4th.
Against James Tahuna in his last fight, Shogun used a lot of angles and footwork. He credited moving from Curitiba back to Sao Paulo to train with his old coaches, to getting more technical and getting out of a brawling style. Already we see him fighting more flat-footed than we saw in the Tahuna fight. If you stand in front of Dan Henderson, his right hand will eventually find you.
And it did find Shogun on that first offering, albeit not with a ton behind it.
Big key for Dan Henderson is more variety in his striking. He cannot be so predictable and allow Shogun to time him. That played a big factor in the 5 takedowns for Shogun in the first fight.
And of course for Dan Henderson, his last 4 fights in the UFC have all come against former champions as he continues to draw the elite at 43 years of age.
And he'd have it no other way. He only fights the best. There's that big right hand, and Shogun does a nice job after throwing a punch, covering up immediately, not getting hit with a counter.
And you see the respect of the power by both men.
Brutal leg kicks delivered here from Shogun. No attempt to check those kicks or block them from Dan Henderson thus far.
Well, tonight, don't miss Fox Sports Live. It follows the action here on UFC Fight Nights, a bonus post-fight coverage as well. Fox Sports Live, tonight after the fight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Body kick is there for Shogun Rua, who really seems rejuvenated on the heels of that aforementioned win over Tahuna last December.
Nice kick of his own from Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson said yesterday morning he's going to be a bit more cautious, lower volume of strikes in the earlier rounds, does not want to gas himself out like what happened in the first fight. He has a tremendous amount of respect for the toughness and endurance of Shogun Rua. You're seeing that already. more methodical pace from Dan Henderson.
Just amazing how much damage both guys absorbed back at UFC 139, and yet neither guy was willing to be finished.
It was incredible. It was like both men ripped their chest open so you could see just how big their heart was.
Yeah.
The reason that fight is so legendary because everybody can sit back and admire these two men.
So Hendo's starting to find the range a little bit here. Shogun very respectful of that power, keeping those mitts up.
The defensive boxing of Shogun already better than the first fight.
Yeah.
He immediately started taking big damage, and he's really letting loose with these leg kicks that can pay big dividends in the later rounds.
Well, a lot of folks forecasted a more deliberate pace to begin things here, and through 3 minutes, that is what we have. A little bit of a feeling out process. Hendo thought briefly about the takedown.
Hendo had a lot of success in the first fight with his right uppercut. Once he got his range, he landed it continuously against Shogun. As Shogun came in, he dipped and ripped with that right uppercut. We'll see if he finds it tonight. Dan has that awkward hunched over stance that can sometimes leave you open to a right high kick if Shogun can wrap it around the left shoulder of Dan Henderson. He has the flexibility and the speed capable of doing that. We'll see if he looks to it later in the fight.
Shogun landing a knee to the body there as we approach the 1 minute mark in the first of a possible 5 rounds.
No surprise after their first war that both men have a tremendous amount of respect for each other here in round 1. Another vicious leg kick landed by Shogun.
Yeah, continuing to chop away on that lead left leg of Dan Henderson.
Oh, huge left hook landed. Shogun appears to be rocked.
Yeah, that one dropped Shogun. He recovered quickly, but Hendo smelling blood. Oh! Down goes Hendo now! And now Shogun appears to have Hendo on the ropes.
Dan's defending. He's starting to get up. I don't know if he looks very wobbly. He's walking on jello. He's grabbing the cage.
And Shogun smart enough to work him back to the canvas.
15 seconds, Dan intelligently grabbing hold. He's got to cover up here. Herb Dean's going to stop this fight.
Oh, Dan Henderson in trouble here, looking to survive to see a second round.
Wow, as advertised.
Shogun trying to posture up. Herb Dean, I believe, has
hurt bad. His corner's saying now they want him to wrestle. You've been here before, now wrestle, and you must back him up. Already you see Dan Henderson taking steps back and a stiff jab from Shogun Rua.
And no audible horn in the building here after round 1. And once again, Shogun touching Hendo up top.
Incredible awareness by Shogun, who has rocked himself, and we've seen it so many times. Guys look to finish and they get hurt themselves, and another vicious leg kick.
And you wonder at this point if Dan Henderson is fully recovered as he eats another one behind the ear. But Hendo able to return fire.
Those leg kicks are going to limit Dan's ability to execute proper takedowns. That left thigh is going to fill up with blood right now and become dead soon if he doesn't start checking some of those leg kicks.
So certainly a much more calculated approach from Shogun Rua than we saw in the first meeting. Picking his spots effectively.
Well, this clinch right here benefits Dan Henderson, who's getting more time to recover from the barrage in round 1 and the overhand right he was hit with a few seconds ago. Just by the stance of Dan Henderson, he leaves that left leg for the taking. We'll see if Shogun continues that attack.
Hendo able to land, and Shogun counters to the body.
We promised everybody at home a war, and they're seeing it. Again, there's a very poor takedown attempt from Dan Henderson. Single leg attempt here by Shogun. Not even close. You got to wonder if some of that's due to that left leg damage he's taken from the leg kicks of Shogun Rua.
And Hendo has become less reliant on the takedown in the latter stages of his MMA career. Shogun snapping off the jab. Oh! Huge uppercut lands flush for Shogun! Hendo's chin has been there throughout his 40-plus fight professional career.
Perfect timing and range by Shogun as he threw that uppercut. Surprised he's not posturing up, trying to finish Dan Henderson right now. He's obviously learned his lesson from the last fight where they both hurt each other. Both were physically exhausted by the end of the fight. And as promised, Shogun is fighting much more technical than the first fight.
Certainly a much better start for Shogun Rua, who is down 3 rounds to none before staging that tremendous comeback. 2 minutes now to go in round 2.
And again, Dan Henderson using this time to recover right now, gather his wits. Shogun with very limited output here on top.
Hendo keeping Shogun's body in tight to prevent some of that offense. Shogun trying to posture up for an elbow, but not a ton behind it.
Well, Henderson's keeping his guard close, trying to tie Shogun up and get the referee to stand them back up. Barring a miracle here, this could put Henderson down 2 rounds to none right now.
Little exhale there from Shogun, who seems content to work out of Dan Henderson's guard. Don't forget, Fox Sports Live follows us right here on Fox Sports 1. That includes some bonus post-fight coverage from what has been a tremendous UFC fight night here in Brazil.
Shogun fighting very smart here, but surprised that he allowed Dan Henderson to recover after that huge uppercut.
And there is the stand-up now from Herb Dean.
At no time did Shogun really try to pass the guard there. Wasn't landing significant strikes. Good stand-up there from Herb Dean.
And again, hard to quantify what kind of factor the heat and humidity is, but certainly cannot dismiss it as a factor in what is scheduled for 5 rounds.
Shogun doing a very nice job with his jab, keeping Dan Henderson at his range. Both the jab and the leg kick have really set up all of Shogun's striking attacks thus far.
And really, as soon as Hendo tries to wind up on that right hand, Shogun is backing up with immediacy.
Waiting to land that one big right hand, and he eats a big uppercut.
And in Dan Henderson's corner, the message was that they believe that left hand of Shogun is dropping. If he can feint with the jab and throw that right hand over the top, they believe it'll be there.
And you're right, he just threw a jab, the left hand returned to his thigh before it went back upstairs. And there Dan whiffs with that big right hand. Dan is at his best when he throws combinations, not just one punch at a time looking to counter. When Dan is moving forward, mixing up his punches and finishing with that big overhand right after closing the distance, that's where he gets most of his knockouts.
And again, Shogun doing a nice job defensively covering up, but that right hand appeared to find its home for Hendo.
Henderson did a nice job there backing Shogun up as he executed that combination, but again, Shogun goes right back to work with that jab.
Hendo continues to try to size up that right hand. Shogun able to slip that offering there.
It's still Shogun Rua dictating the pace and the tempo of this round right now with his jab and leg kicks. Henderson sitting back and waiting just a little too much. But again, as we all know, Henderson holds a big stick of dynamite in that right hand.
Shogun establishing that jab continuously. Oh! Huge right hand from Hendo! Shogun trying to recover! Dan Henderson has done it! Hendo has done it! Adding another chapter to his legendary career!
Just when you think it's over, the right hand of Dan Henderson explodes, and there you see the effects of it. Incredible timing on a right hook. Flush to the nose of Shogun as they break the clinch.
And the fans here in attendance are stunned. Dan Henderson recovering from some early knockdowns to make it 2 wins over Shogun Rua. Let's get to the move of the fight. It is brought to you by Metro PCS, where nationwide 4G LTE is $40 period.
And here they're clinched up, and right on the exit, Dan Henderson throws a haymaker of a right hook and finishes up. Shogun's got a hold of the leg, but Herb Dean recognizes just how hurt Shogun was. And when he stops this fight, this is a great stoppage. Shogun's gonna collapse back in agony. Flush to the nose, a vicious right hook from Dan Henderson. No matter what happens, how old he gets, that right hand can finish anybody.
And how about the wherewithal from Dan Henderson when he believed Shogun Rua was out?
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 31 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by TKO, Dan Henderson.
Facing Chad Mendes for the UFC Featherweight Championship. Here we go! Tonight's clock brought to you by Kmart. See participating stores for details on how you can get $10 off of the UFC 143 pay-per-view. Red and black trunks for Chad Mendes with the inside leg kicks. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo. His kicks are vicious and they are quick.
And right away, Mendes is going with that inside leg kick, but he's landing it with the foot, not quite getting it in there. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a better one.
Yeah.
You see the difference in the impact?
And I remember seeing Uriah Faber get bounced around like that on numerous occasions. Those leg kicks are so heavy.
Yeah, I don't think Mendes wants to go leg kick for leg kick with Aldo. He's got to try to take this fight to the ground sooner than later. Don't make the mistake that Uriah did and try to eat a few of those. You see how he just swings his body into that? There's so much power in his kicks. And he's another one of these fighters that started out with a career in soccer.
Yes.
He was like a high-level soccer player. Look at that. Wow.
Shot for the double.
Brilliant takedown defense. And I think there's a correlation between soccer players and powerful leg kicks. And there's very few things more demanding on your legs than soccer. Running around, the switching of the movements and the changing directions quickly.
Plus the way you step into, kicking a soccer ball, and then you step into a kick with the Muay Thai and cruel intentions, and you just generate that much more speed and power.
Well, so far, Mendes has made one shot at taking Aldo down, and that was stuffed. And there's a powerful leg kick. And if he can't do anything to check those kicks, and if he can't do anything to get Aldo down, he's in a lot of trouble.
Aldo says no worries. The inside leg kick glance, but they move on. This Friday from Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, it's UFC Fight Night on FX as Melvin Gillard takes on Jim Miller and Dwayne Ludwig battles Josh Neer. Live on FX at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Oh!
Tickets are still available.
Big uppercut. And Mendes still unable to take Aldo down. Got deep on that single. Just couldn't do it.
Midway point of the first of a potential 5-minute rounds. Again with that kick. You cannot expect to take Aldo down if he damages your front leg continuously, because you lose all your power in your double leg blast. And you see already Chad kind of switching up his stance a little bit to try to protect that lead leg.
It only takes 1 or 2 from Aldo to really put some damage in that muscle tissue and take away a lot of the spring in your step. Mendes aware of that because of the Uriah Faber fight. Look at that. Spinning, got the single, nothing. Man, that's some takedown defense. That's brilliant. Good solid jab by Mendes.
Aldo feels he has the advantage both standing and on the ground if it goes there.
Right now, Mendes has got to be concerned because he's never faced a guy like Aldo before. that just easily stuffed every single one of his attempts. And there was a nice leg kick by Mendes.
Chad's had a couple here in the first round, Joe. And you can't train for leg kicks like Jose Aldo throws. You can't spar like that. Uriah Faber talked about it. You know, it's just a whole different world of pain. It's a whole different level of damage that Jose Aldo does, and you can't train like that. Did he get it?
Nope. Look at that. Wow. He's got double underhooks, though, and he's behind him. If he can keep his hands clasped, there's doing a good job there of driving some knees into the thigh. And he's got him up. Nope. Oh, did Aldo grab the fence?
It sure
I believe he did.
like it. Mario warns him.
Gets him down briefly for a second, but not really. Springs right back up to his feet.
Yeah, and Jose's saying, I'm not holding the fence here.
Because Chad's got a hold of him here, and Chad can do some damage to his thighs here. It's very important that as long as he keeps his position, he's got to use it and take advantage of it and land more of these knees. He's doing a great job right now with it.
Both of these men, outstanding athletes. 15 seconds on the clock here in round one.
And Aldo still trying really hard to separate those hands. He briefly does, but Mendes reconnects him and he's free.
Oh! That's it! Trying to finish it! And it is all over!
It's over.
Jose Aldo knocks out Chad Mendes and remains
and
the
he just
UFC
ran out of the octagon
champion.
And ran right into the crowd. And they are swarming him now. This is nuts.
And he did it with literally seconds remaining in the round.
He just ran out of the cage and ran right into the crowd. And there's a near riot going on here right now.
Joe, the official time of the knockout, 4:59 of the first round.
Wow. Wow. I mean, they're swarming to grab a hold of him right now. And now they're bringing him back to the cage. But he just sprinted out and ran into the crowd. And they're carrying him on their shoulders now. Look at this.
A scene like we've never witnessed before. The comment was made earlier this week that Jose Aldo, if he has success tonight, could quickly become the second most popular fighter in Brazil after Anderson Silva. I don't know, Vitor Belfort's there. All I know is this kid is a star. He's vicious, and he is still the UFC featherweight champion.
He's absolutely spectacular. I don't know what's going on right now. They're trying to hold on to him. He's trying to hug someone, and the security guy's trying to hold on to him.
Well, George, one of his agents and managers, he gives a big hug to. Take a look at the fight replay.
You know what? Security is protecting him. This is a really interesting scene. They're protecting him, and he doesn't want protection. He wants to just wander out into the crowd. There's that knee that catches Chad Mendes dead on the button, and then a vicious right hand right behind it. Look, he uses that separation to perfectly time that knee. Mendes is in all sorts of pain. 2 shots, and Mario Yamasaki rescues him.
Fight replay all night long, brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And that's what's called being well-rounded. Great takedown defense, great grappling, and vicious knockout power.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Let's see if these guys can take advantage. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925.
And Kyle Bochniak, very aggressive, closing that distance, trying to mitigate that reach advantage, and bobbing and weaving like Mike Tyson here.
Appropriate for New York. It's the right strategy, closing the distance on the taller guy.
Yeah, it certainly is. The difference is, in these two and the way they move, that Kyle Bochniak does everything very well, whereas Zabit is elite. He's elite in his movements, elite in his striking. It doesn't mean that Kyle can't crack him, but it means it's a tough puzzle to solve.
One thing, though, you don't...
Look at that side kick.
You don't get into a technique battle with a technician. You brawl him. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. And that's a smart move, I believe. Standing on the outside with this really long guy who's got fantastic striking is a terrible idea. But look how calm Zabit is.
That's it, man. The composure, the fluidity for a relative UFC newcomer, less than a year on the roster. Looks the part, man.
I think when you grow up in Dagestan, this is nothing.
Look, you ask what's in the water. They don't have any, okay? When you grow up and you're hungry and you're fighting to live, this isn't going to scare you, man.
Right.
Blood's in the water.
Yeah, 100%.
10 straight wins for Magomedsharipov. He has finished his last 8 victories.
Ooh. Man, Kyle felt that one. Look at his right
elbow went down.
That right arm immediately protected those ribs. Oh, nice. Oh, man, he is swinging for the bleachers.
So the experts to my right like the approach for Kyle Bochniak out of the chute. Just over 3 minutes to go here, round 1.
The composure and the technique is what's most impressive. Look at that. Spin into the right, the left hook, and then the right spinning back kick.
And look at the composure, just relaxed. Seeing what's in front of him.
Like a world champion, really. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Went with the Sanchai. And some speed on that, too, baby.
And how many times does Sanchai recover and land on his feet? Not a lot. Love Sanchai, but he can fall and they'll start him up again.
Yeah, that's the difference,
right? Beautiful. Look him up, kids, if you don't know Sanchai Sir Kingstar.
Magomedsharipov, lifelong athlete, started freestyle wrestling at 10 years old. Coming up on 20 years of combat sports experience.
There's a big advantage with that reach, man. That is a frustrating thing to try to get in on a guy that tall at 145 pounds.
And look at all the head movement that was there early in the fight. All the head movement, a lot of it's gone away. That takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, there's a lot of torso moving, a lot of bob, a lot of explosion. Look at the mark on the right side of his ribs of Kyle Bochniak from that left kick.
Under 2 minutes now to go in the round. Bochniak sticks the jab.
So far, Bochniak showing no fear, stepping forward.
He's a tough dude, 100%. Oh, Jesus. Look at that. Jumping switch kick.
But right back to his feet. That's the impressive thing to me. Not throwing it, the recovery so fast. A lot of guys can throw that. You wind up on your butt.
Bochniak is essentially just bobbing and weaving, trying to punch, whereas he's got to close so much more distance. If he had a better kicking game, he'd be able to work that leg, especially that left front leg. Oh, man. Phenomenal high kick there.
Wrapped it right around that right ear of Kyle Bochniak.
It's the way he's doing it, too. It's so fluid.
When you talk to Mark Henry and Ricardo Almeida about this guy, they just light up.
You want to talk about an underrated coach. Mark Henry is one of the best of the best.
Fantastic.
And such a mind for fighting.
Well, the kicking game, big part of the repertoire for Zabit. He has landed 16 and counting here in round 1.
And Ricardo Almeida, decent jiu-jitsu. Pretty good on that side of the spectrum. Got to give him some love.
Oh, man. This guy is so fast. And again, always in good position. Even if he misses, he's always ready to fire back.
And the hard part is getting ready for a guy like this. I need a 145-pounder who's almost 6'2" and this quick. You're not going to find this kind of sparring partners. You're just not.
Yeah, you're not. And if you find a guy who's as good as him on the ground, you're not going to find a guy who's as good as him on the feet and not as good in transitions. I mean, he's got a very advanced game.
Zabit thought about a late shot. Both guys connect in that exchange. Strong 5 difference.
When you see someone in the flesh, when you can gauge it with your eyes in real time, you go, oh yeah, you're looking at something special.
Yeah. Bochniak starting round 2 similarly to the way he started round 1.
I mean, he's as game as they come.
And Bochniak's corner advice wasn't wrong. Get in there, you're at the wrong range. Hit him with more than 2 or 3. You got to throw a lot of combinations to get inside on a tall guy, but easier said than done.
Was Bochniak just taking a page out of Max Holloway's book?
I think he did. He asked him to stand right in front. And Zabit's like, nah, I'll just kick you in the ribs, dude.
Don't expect a fighter from Dagestan to get all emotional on you.
Yeah, look at that beautiful duck under.
Man.
Oh, man. And again, Zabit can do this just as well as he can strike. This is what's crazy about this guy.
And when they're this close, you see the size difference. Zabit is a giant at 145.
Yeah, just really unusually built. Look at that, kick that leg out, gets the hook, triangles it up behind his knee. Woo, man.
Great mat return. Great mat return.
Oh, man. This dude is so good. He's so good, man.
That easy transition, body lock to double leg. A lot of people would have gone high and given that up, gone back to the clinch. He immediately changes level.
And we have to realize that we're looking at a guy who's only had 2 fights in the octagon. Right. This is his 3rd MMA fight in the UFC, and he's yet to face world-class opposition. But what you're seeing from him is world-class talent.
Right. Well, and largely a lot of the world-class competition doesn't want much to do with this guy.
Yeah, he's a very avoided guy, and you're seeing why. And again, me watching it at home, I was impressed. But me watching it live, I'm like, oh, okay. It's everything. It's the way it's all glued together. It's not just the kicks and the punches, it's the way they flow together.
The people who really follow this sport were thrilled this fight moved up.
Right.
Yes. I was personally like, man, you got to see this. Yes. I was telling everybody I knew, you got to see this and tune in early. Now it's on the main card.
And again, I like the fact that Bochniak is the one that's fighting him, because this kid's a stud. Look at him.
Bochniak jumped in the hands.
That's craziness. Pointed at his chin, come get it.
He's an animal. Oh, and he tagged him with the right hand there. He just doesn't have enough weapons. His wrestling's not as sharp. His punches are his main weapon, and he doesn't complement them enough with kicks.
But what he does have, he's throwing.
Yes.
A lot of pride behind that.
And what he does have is heart.
Yeah.
Unquestionable heart. And this dude is trying to win this fight. He's just a little outgunned right now.
2 minutes now to go in this second round.
But a lesser fighter, I'm sorry, would be showing physical surrender at this point. You know, backing up, man, just want this over with. Kyle Bochniak does it. He wants to fight.
Right. A lesser fighter would be trying to avoid damage. Kyle Bochniak is wading into the fire. Look at that. Hands down, cocky. I mean, he's trying to goad this guy into a war where he gets him. Oh, come on, son.
Too good.
Come on. But look at this. Bochniak fighting off his back, grabbing hold of that wrist.
You sound almost disappointed, Joe. How did he do that? That's
no, that was
stuff.
like, come on, like I'm confused.
That is, I gotta learn that. That's what that is.
That was beautiful.
Going back to the gym.
I'm 100% gonna watch this fight and see that again afterwards.
It's not there. Armbar's just not deep enough. Hips aren't in the right place. Going to Maplata,
but he used it to get back up to his feet. Bochniak's an animal.
Some pretty significant swelling now that Bochniak will have to deal with. Less than a minute here to go round 2.
But like Zabit does not have to worry about leg kicks. Zabit does not have to worry about doubles. You know what I'm saying? It's like Bochniak is a tough dude, but he just doesn't have a well-rounded arsenal.
Not a submission threat per se.
There's a takedown attempt.
Way too far outside. Way too far outside. When you have to worry about 2 weapons, your opponent has to worry about 7. It's a different kind of fight.
Yeah. Oh, look at that spinning back fist. Oh, caught him with a knee, stepping in.
Bochniak just out of range with that right hand. Still trying to close the distance. Zabit sticks and moves.
Man. Oh.
Fighter tactically back in this fight. His heart's there, his guts are there. Tactically, he needs to find his own offense.
Yeah, listen, I'll take this over everything else. You can teach a guy skills. You can't teach a guy to be this. What Kyle Bochniak is a savage. Look at him. The kid's taking a beating for 2 rounds, gets off his chair and gives us a Ric Flair.
And now that forehand leaking pretty good for Bochniak.
There's another one.
You want to be the man, you got to beat the man. That's what Kyle Bochniak's trying to do.
This kid has a very, very strong mind. There's no question about that. He just doesn't have all the weapons. He's got good hands, but he's at a reach disadvantage with a guy who's more explosive and crisper technically. And he doesn't have a lot of kicks. Oh, man.
Perfect timing on that. Caught him coming in with a spinning kick and shortened up on it. Bent his leg just enough to catch him on the chin.
Look at that. And timed that perfectly. But you're just seeing such a well-rounded arsenal from this guy.
I'm telling you, this fight is worth the admission price tonight.
The oohs and ahs reverberating throughout this Barclays Center. Bochniak thought about grabbing the fence there, thought better of it.
And you haven't seen any of that. Why won't this guy go away kind of frustration?
Right.
He always resets. Zabit never seems to get demoralized by the fact that he's throwing a lot of punches and his opponent's still in front of him. He's still very, very focused. Both these guys, unbelievably strong mentally.
Yeah, I think Zabit is showing just an overall well-roundedness. Mentally, physically, very, very impressive. I want to see him against a top 10 contender next.
I think everybody does, Joe, after this.
And he's trying to talk to the referee. Look, Kyle's like, come on, man, he's not doing anything. He's trying to con the referee into letting him stand up.
He's in bad position, he knows it.
And despite the beating, Bochniak would appear to have plenty left in the tank.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Turns around, and nope. Denied.
Just sticky with the takedown. Top pressure right after he takes him down, doesn't let him off the hook.
Already 10 shots in this fight from Zabit Magomedsharipov. He has landed 6 of those takedown attempts.
And we would not be seeing such a well-rounded overall game if it wasn't for the heart of Kyle Bochniak. The fact that Kyle is hanging in there, it's making Zabit pull out everything he has and show us his full game. That's what's so exciting about this. It takes 2 to tango. Look at that. Just everything he's got to get up.
And Zabit stays right on him.
Right on him.
And perhaps Bochniak thinking if he can survive these final 2 minutes.
He shook him off. Look out for the leg, though. Peel that leg away.
And look at beautiful stand-up, wrist control, great wrestling stand-up. Bochniak trying to keep that physical pressure on. He's got to pull him back to get anything done. Has to free his left hand.
Zabit must be very strong to be able to hold on to that arm for so long with one hand.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Four-time Russian champion in integrated combat, making his 3rd UFC appearance here tonight. He has been must-see TV every step of the way.
Look at that.
Pretty good level change there. Bochniak snuffed it out, though.
He's showing some signs of slowing down. He's human with a minute to go.
Yeah, check the clock there. It reads 1 minute in this 3rd and final round.
If Bochniak was going to turn it on and get this fight back, it's got to be now in the last minute. Like you said, Joseph, first time Zabit has looked human.
Brooklyn crowd getting behind these 2 warriors.
Again, Bochniak coming back. Zabit looked at the clock again.
What a rocky story this would be. Only 30 seconds left.
Deep breath from Bochniak. We'll see if he's got one final flurry here.
Bochniak coming on strong. He connected with that right hand. Oh!
Spinning from Zabit.
Look at this. Oh! This is crazy.
What a fight! They are standing and cheering at Barclays Center. Zabit Magomedsharipov.
We're all standing up.
That was
in a classic.
That was a pleasure.
I don't see anyone sitting down right now, and they shouldn't be.
Woo!
Incredible.
That was amazing.
And maybe Kyle Bochniak will get an extra 50 G's for his efforts seemingly in defeat tonight, but you knew Zabit was the real deal, and you got to think Bochniak's fan base is going to swell as well after this one. What a fight.
That was amazing. That was amazing from both guys. And here's Zabit with a beautiful left kick to the body. Here's that switch kick. And Kyle showing good defense there. There's that jump spinning back kick to the chest. And here's one of the takedowns. And look at this beautiful trip. I mean, come on. The timing in that was phenomenal. This guy really, truly is special. Here's the end. What an animal Kyle Bochniak is. After 3 rounds of going to war, he's still pouring it on with seconds to go. Absolutely phenomenal fight.
You want to be fight of the night? You got to top this. And that's going to be hard to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Zabit Magomedsharipov.
Here tonight, as we get set to get things started.
You ready? Are you ready? Let's do this.
Tonight's clock is brought to you by Safe, starring Jason Statham in theaters April 27th.
Big kick by
early.
Pettis right away.
Comes out in the southpaw stance, does Anthony Pettis in the white trunks. Black trunks for Joe Lauzon.
One of the reasons why Pettis is so confident with his kicking technique, Mike, is because his guard is so excellent. His ground game off his back is very technical, very fast, and very aggressive. Big punches right off the bat by Lauzon. Now, Lauzon, being such a smart kid, I'm really curious to see what his strategy is to deal with the unorthodox attack of Anthony Pettis.
A third-degree black belt in Taekwondo, jump kicks and spin kicks, and even the kick we saw off the fence have been part of the life of Anthony Pettis for a long time.
Well, the Taekwondo stylists, the dexterity of their legs, along with the technique of Muay Thai, it's when you combine the two of them, it makes such an interesting attack.
And what a way to do it when you have Duke Rufus as your striking coach.
And Duke, by the way, had a Taekwondo background as well.
Yeah. And success in K1.
Well, he was a great...
He's gonna finish, and it is all over, just like that. Showtime!
Oh my goodness! Wow! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Huge knockout for Anthony Pettis.
Wow! That left high kick came out of nowhere. Right when we were talking about kicking technique, Anthony Showtime Pettis put the stamp on Joe Lauzon.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Oh, wow. You know, Joe thought it was going low and went to block it, and it landed shin to chin. Man. Let's look at that again here. Spectacular. Perfect technique by Anthony Pettis, and Joe was really out here, and those punches sort of just put the finishing touches on him. Let's see it again. Hammer fist, but really Joe Lauzon was done from that kick.
What a way to get things started. Huge victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard's called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 21 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Anthony Showtime Pettis.
How good?
Let's just scrap, boys. Nick Diaz, BJ Penn, our main event of the evening.
Gentlemen, you ready? You ready? Let's fight!
Tonight's clock brought to you by UFC Undisputed 3 in stores February 14th. Pre-order your copy today. Your move. Prodigy in the white trunks, red trunks for Diaz. If there is a strategy which Diaz could use, it would be to lean on BJ and have him start to run out of gas early. Work him. Make him breathe hard. Make him carry your weight, your frame.
He also has a reach advantage that he can use his long stand-up.
Long and extremely effective. Slipping and countering with the combination was Penn. 6-inch reach advantage for Nick Diaz.
Good jab so far by BJ. Good right hand right there by Nick over the top.
Worked his striking with Jason Perillo. Kind of went back to one of his
nice right hand by Nick Diaz.
Trainers, and Nick fires first. Good connection.
Very nice. They're going at it already.
Absolutely. Good old-fashioned brawl.
That's what it touched. That's what it touched.
BJ and Nick. The crowd loves the prodigy.
Takedown. Look at this. A scramble.
Yeah, two
BJ's
Brazilian
got his
Jiu-Jitsu
back.
black belts. Good position for BJ Penn.
He's got his back, but he does not have two hooks in.
Yes, just got the one
He's
hook
punching
in.
him. Nice shots.
Good shots.
He's struggling to get that second hook in, and he lost it, but he's got side control.
Yep, you don't want to be on your back. You don't want to have BJ Penn on your back, for sure.
Take your time, BJ.
Well, BJ is a back expert. When he gets guys' backs, he finishes them, but Nick is also so well-versed in defense. Very, very difficult to get Nick in any bad position and hold him there for long.
And Joe, that's a great way to put it, back expert.
And that's his thing, man. He gets your back. But Nick Diaz never let him get that second hook in, rolled out, and defended expertly.
Don't forget, tomorrow the UFC is on Fox with a special 1-hour UFC primetime. Velasquez versus Dos Santos. Check your local listings.
BJ's trying to get past the left knee of Nick Diaz. That is preventing him from getting to a better position and advancing. That left knee. And he keeps trying to push it to the side with the foot, push it from the thigh. And he stands up.
Going for a leg, working his way back up is Nick Diaz, and they are.
And Nick is up.
Back to their feet now. BJ very tough to take down.
Nice knees to the thigh by Nick.
Touch his body. Whip his body.
Punches to the head. They're asking for some punches to the body from the prodigy.
That body.
Fingers on the fence, Nick.
Two very experienced mixed martial artists.
Good body punches by Nick.
Turn to the fence. Let's turn him into the fence, BJ. Nice
Elbow missed by Diaz. Back to the center of the octagon. Nice change of levels with the right, and he came and connected with the left.
Nice.
Showing some different angles.
Slip down and go to the head. Hey.
Slip down and go to the head. Now that long reach.
Good
and a good uppercut. Good uppercut by Penn.
Do it again. Do it again. With that right hand, right down the cut. Just touch him. Nice. Nope, not on the
Watch
end.
for the straight punches from both men in this orthodox southpaw matchup.
Nice, keep circling. Keep circling. Keep circling.
Under a minute.
Keep circling. Keep circling.
Now it's Diaz up against the
40
fence.
seconds, BJ.
Both men very skilled with their boxing skills, but maybe more appropriately, Joe, with their MMA boxing skills.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, because there is a very specific style of boxing that you have to use when you're thinking about takedowns and kicks.
Stay on him.
Got those hands ready to say, let's bring it.
Body head.
We've seen it many times in the career, Nick Diaz.
Good right hand by Nick, and a nice jab.
Trying to work it.
Nick has got such good timing, and that's one of the things he likes to do, pap, 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 and then whip to the body and the head.
There's that Stockton slap. That does a ton of damage. Oh!
Good first round.
And a little shoulder on the way to his corner. Josh has got his hands full getting these guys away from each other to start the round.
Gentlemen, let's fight.
Round two!
Look at this.
Yeah.
Now comes the talking.
Absolutely.
BJ answers with a nice combination. Oh, nice leg kick by Nick.
A little bit of that 209 from Nick Diaz. Stockton against Hilo. Nick against BJ. Main event tonight. UFC 137, Mandalay Bay Event Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Half Diaz, half BJ.
And that was a confused cheer.
Yes, it was.
It was a battle. I think the BJ guys won though.
10 straight wins for Diaz. BJ
Hands out of the fence, hands out of the fence.
last fought in Sydney, Australia against John Fitch.
Keep the hands out of the fence, Nick. Keep the fingers out of the fence.
11 UFC title fights in the career of BJ Penn.
You can see the damage
Yes.
on Nick Diaz's eyes from BJ's punches.
And he tried to do some more to the right eye with that hook.
Touch that takedown. That single leg. It's right there for you. It's right there for you.
They said it, that leg's right there for you. Go for the takedown.
Don't grab the sword, don't grab the sword.
But Nick has him now. Nice knee by Nick.
And BJ gets back up. Leaning down, he was in a little bit of trouble there. Just over 3, good body shots.
Very nicely done. And that's where Nick Diaz really wears on guys.
And that lead right hook to the head as well, nice jab. Under 3 now. He's got BJ up against the fence trying to score some points.
And he's landing some short punches.
Well, we know one thing, Nick Diaz can hold this pace.
That's
as you said, Joe, for 10 rounds.
That was the thing, you know, that was what I was going to say. When you see Nick starting to pour it on, if BJ slows down even a little, Nick will smell blood and swarm on him.
And we're at the midway point right now.
Nice hook to the body by Nick.
Of
and
this
BJ
fight.
just took a big deep breath and another hook to the body.
Don't get on the end of his punches.
Nick loves to dig those hooks into the side. Look, there goes
those
again.
Body punches take such a big piece of your cardio away. Just over 2 now on the clock
Especially
here
with
in the
these
second.
little gloves,
Yes.
you know? There's no padding at all. Nick is going down for a double here. He's got his hands connected.
And even Matt Hughes said, the Hall of Famer, the one question in this matchup is BJ's cardio against Nick's cardio.
Hands out of the fence.
Well, Nick's cardio is never a question.
Yes.
I mean, it is a tool.
And he's staying all over him, Joe.
It's the pressure he keeps on guys, just constantly. Nice combination. BJ's hurt. He got hurt.
No time to rest for the prodigy. Oh! Big combination connects again. To the body again.
I love how he mixes it up.
BJ's in survival mode.
BJ is in all kinds of trouble here, Mike.
Nick Diaz trying to finish it. Stalking his opponent. Another straight left connects. Body, body.
Nick is walking him down now, Mike.
To the body, not once but twice. BJ is in a lot of trouble right here.
I have never seen BJ get battered like this on the feet, Mike.
Nick Diaz applied pressure early, and now he's bringing the fight to BJ. He's stumbling on the fence.
He is hurt and he is tired.
40 seconds on the clock here in the second.
When Nick Diaz smells blood like this, he swarms, vicious hooks to the body.
BJ comes back with a combination. 30 seconds left on the clock here in the second.
Oh! That right hook hurt him. Vicious hooks to the body.
20 seconds on the clock here in the second round. Huge round for Nick Diaz. 10 seconds.
This is the most busted up we have ever seen BJ Penn from a stand-up.
Gentlemen, last round. Fight.
How much has BJ recovered? Oh, good shot to the body. Early by Penn. He needs to stay off the fence, Joe.
He does, but Nick Diaz won't let him. Look at him. Right away, Nick is pressuring him. This is right back to where they were at the end of that round.
Yep, and let's see if BJ Penn looks for a takedown right there. And Nick Diaz saw it coming.
Don't grab the short, BJ.
4.5 remains in our main event of the evening. A huge round 2 and 2 big left hands for Diaz here in round 3.
Nick Diaz is relentless.
It's in the blood, it's in the DNA of the Diaz boys.
And again, BJ moves away and he is busted up, Mike. He's bleeding again. His left eye's swelling. And it's from that straight jab and right hook.
6-inch reach advantage and huge body punches. Nick's got some punishment showing on his face as well, but round 2 and now the start of round 3 belong to the former Strikeforce welterweight champion.
Oh, brilliant combination by Nick Diaz.
Mixes it up so nicely.
And he is trying to finish BJ Penn, make no mistake about it.
BJ Penn never been knocked down. Under 3.5. Just the heart of a champion holding BJ up at this point.
Nice right hand by BJ.
Diaz switched around his stance a little bit there for a moment. Now he's back to southpaw. There's a lot of fight left in this Hawaiian. Quick uppercuts.
Go, now, ball to go.
Now's when he does the damage, when he's got him cornered. Body, just missed with the head.
BJ just can't seem to get enough extension and pop on his punches to keep Nick off him. He can't get Nick to respect him anymore.
Watch your back of the head.
He's just so tired, and he's taking so many shots.
Go, right uppercut. No. Forward, forward, forward.
First time in the UFC since 06. 2:15 remains in this fight.
BJ took a big look at the clock.
He sure did. Those body punches, such a significant factor in breaking down the conditioning of Penn tonight, under 2.
And Penn's coming back, look at this. He's pressing forward, he's trying, he's digging deep into the well.
Kind of thought about a takedown. Nick got the hips out of the way right away.
He landed a good left and right behind it.
2 minutes, let's go.
90 seconds.
Head movement, BJ. Head movement.
Orthodox stance for Diaz. BJ tried to rifle the right.
Both hands punching. Both hands.
All kinds of Nick Diaz in the second round.
Good right hand by Nick.
And a bit of the same here in the third.
Turn him. 1 minute. Everything.
First UFC fight since he was 23 years old for Nick Diaz. Final minute of our main event. Prodigy bounces on the toes a bit.
Good combination by Nick.
Both men are battered.
Good right hand by BJ.
30 seconds left.
Good straight left by Nick.
Head kick. 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Oh, nice shot. 10 seconds on the clock.
Hooks to the body and the head. BJ fires back.
They're going to battle to the final bell. They go the distance.
What a fight.
BJ Penn, Nick Diaz.
What a fight.
fight.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
These combinations and the pressure by Nick Diaz was really the story of this fight, Mike. The boxing, look at that straight left hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, 29-27, and 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Nick Diaz!
Nick Diaz, the winner by unanimous decision.